serious, man. You cannot be serious.
Very good. Well, Duck, I hesitate to ask. I can probably tell by the fact that you're sitting in relative darkness. Are you with us in the continent of Australia or not?
Yeah, still on the run, Sam.
Are you?
Yeah.
And are you on the run on your own, or where are you? Oh, no, not where. I'm not asking you where you are because you'll
Yeah.
you'll have the press surrounding you.
No,
Yes.
I'm running.
When are you running back home?
No. I'll be. I'm away. I'm back tomorrow.
Are you?
I'm back terra firma, or the next day,
Oh, well, the next. Yeah, that's right. Just
depending
on.
on how today goes.
That's right. Depending on what breaks while you're over there. Now, Duck, just before we start, I meant to do this last week. I'm giving a shout out to Neil Thompson, who he says we save his life because he loves us, and also to Peter from Chinchilla, who is a gardener and listens to us on his ride-on mower. He was a farmer. I just wanted to mention those two people. We have hundreds of people who ask us, but I met them. What?
Peter from Gundawindi.
Oh, Peter from Gundawindi. No, Gundawindi. We're not Chinchilla. Gundawindi.
Gundawindi.
Yeah.
Where's that?
What?
Where's Gundawindi?
Near
Where's
Chinchilla.
Gundawindi? Where's that?
Just down from Roma on the way to. We're at Tenterfield at the minute. You
Well,
remember?
just give us one place that someone will recognise, so we know where it's.
Well, the Barnaby Joyce's electoral office is in the main street of Tenterfield. Have you heard of the Tenterfield Saddler, Peter Allen's song?
No.
Oh, jeez. You heard of Peter Allen?
Chinchilla sounds like a drink or a dog.
Tenterfield. Have you heard of Peter Allen?
Peter Allen.
Yes, when my baby goes to Rio de Janeiro.
Yes.
Call Australia home.
Yes, of course.
His name was Peter Richard Woolnough, but he called himself Peter Allen.
Right. Well, there you go. I've learned something again.
Yeah, you have. And we're on the border of New South Wales and Queensland. Now, Duck, that's
a better explanation. You know, I'm on the port where, rather than giving us, these names that no one's heard of.
Oh, well, I'm sorry to give you the town names. That'd be lovely. Nice to know that no one could care less about what their towns are called. Now, Duck, I want to ask, we've had lots of inquiries about how the opening of the strip, whatever it was, down in Little Ryrie Street in Geelong went.
Oh, you've had a lot of inquiries about that, have you?
Lots.
No, it was it went very well.
You stayed back in Australia, you'd actually
After dark. It's a little bit dark here, actually. The sun's just starting. I'm getting a little bit lighter now. After dark went well. A couple of mates actually. I was just sort of waddling through the venue, and a couple of mates were there. So that was interesting. Good to see them. They made out that they came to see me, but I doubt that very much.
And when you say mates, were they ex-football mates or ex-what?
No. Friends outside of footy.
Down from Melbourne to Geelong to.
No, they lived down that way, and I guess they said to their wives and partners that they were just coming to see me, but
well done, Duck.
I find that hard to believe. No, so the sun's just coming up here, which is good because you might be able to see me now.
Now, Duck, just before the beauty of not watching any of the football shows, because honestly can't be bothered.
Well, I have been watching them over here.
You have?
Yeah, I sat down yesterday because my mate Bomber, a lot of his work's online, so he did a bit of work, and I sat down and watched few of the footy shows just to stay across the news.
Well, I will get on to the news in a minute. I'll tell you what, we'll have a nice discussion about where this is all headed. But first of all, last week you said you thought the Brisbane and Crows would play in the grand final.
Yep.
You think that still?
I think that's a big possibility, yes.
Of course it's a possibility because they're in the top four, aren't they?
Well, they're both got to... Adelaide's guaranteed top two. but Brisbane have got to win.
That's why you predicted, unless they can knock each other out on the way through, you've predicted that.
Well, I did predict last week I did predict last week that they'd beat Freo in Freo, which was a big win. They had to win that one to guarantee themselves a spot in the finals, and that's the amazing thing about the top four. Sam, 15 wins, which Fremantle's had. So if Fremantle lose this weekend, they don't play finals again, and they've won 15 games.
And they're playing the Bulldogs.
No, they are.
And then if they lose, they go out, do they?
Correct. Spot on.
So this is a
Both
sudden
have to win.
death game.
It is. It's going to be an amazing game. But all of the only top the only two
amazing game. It'll be an interesting game.
No, well,
none of the games are amazing.
No, it's got a lot of interest in it. Well, those two play. I like the way when Freo they played a bit boring last week, which is why they got beat. But when they play the game that they can play and they take the game on, well, as you always say, Sam, move the ball and take risks and get it into their big forwards, Tracy and these guys quickly, then they look good. But when they're stagnant, they look.
None of the sides do that.
They look putrid. So, and the Bulldogs, as we know, with big Sam Darcy and Norton's in form, and they have the best midfield. Up and going. Richards is an absolute star, by the way. A man whose grandfather was a colleague of yours for a long time, Louis Richards. He is a superstar now, Sam. I don't know whether you know a lot about Ed Richards, but he has become. He'll be an All-Australian this year, Ed Richards.
Good.
And if he's not, then they don't know what they're doing.
I happened by mistake. I saw. Yep. I wasn't paying attention too much, and I saw Collingwood were playing Carlton. And I thought, gee, I didn't know that was coming around that quickly. And I turned on. Well, hang on. I'm just explaining. And I turned on, and I didn't see the W in the AFL. I didn't see AFWL. And I thought, I turned on, and there are the girls playing. And yes. I must say, the girls played not as sophisticatedly as the men, but they weren't as contrived. They didn't play that stupid, dappy game. They actually took the game on, naive as they are. So I watched it for a while, and I noticed now that every game and every week the AFWL are on. I'm not going to watch it again because I'm just not.
AFLW, Sam.
AWFL, yep.
No, AFLW.
All right. Well, anyhow, good on them. They go in hard and don't the commentators take it seriously? You know, the woke. Oh, they speak about it as if it's important.
Well, you just said you watched it. You liked it.
I said I like the simplicity of the way they played as opposed to the nonsense that the AFL go on with.
Well, we've been saying this for a while. So, yes. By the way, I haven't caught any of the AFL women's yet, but I will. I'll get to it when I get back on terra firma. I do want to say this, and hardly no one's speaking of it, but you've got. By the way, I don't know whether you know, but Gunston for Hawthorn kicked 7 goals on the weekend. So he's a guy, and by the way, massive fan. He's had an unbelievable career. He's been a superstar, kicked goals in grand finals, and he's just been incredible. But a lot of people are giving Hawthorn a chance to win the premiership because if they win, they end up in the top 4 as well. So they give themselves. No, what I'm saying is, if your best forward is a guy that couldn't get a game for Brisbane 2 years ago, and now he's your best forward for Hawthorn. He's had his career best year, kicked 60 goals. It just shows you how diluted this game is.
Absolutely, Duck. And you said that none of them are great games. They're exciting, and they're exciting, but none of them are great games. And the game is going to hell in a handbasket.
Well, we just don't. People wonder why some older players are playing still great footy, and that's because it's just the competition is weaker than what it was 2 years ago, as proof of Gunston not being able to get a game 2 years ago. Now he's arguably should go on for another year, whereas people thought he was shot before this year even started. So it just shows you, if you've got some footy smarts like he has, I know I was being a little facetious a couple of weeks ago, but Nick Rewalt and John O'Brien should make a comeback. I reckon they'd come back and kick 80.
Yeah, and if it is possible for the umpiring to get worse, it's getting worse. The nonsense they carry on, the 50-metre penalties, the fact that players incur 50-metre penalties for, what do they think the players are? Just robots. And the preening umpire who gave the free kick against to Dacos for getting pushed in the chest. It beggars belief. It beggars belief that you could be so hysterical when you umpire a game played by actually fit, robust men.
And Sam, and this is what frustrates supporters. So, by the way, biggest crowd in the history of Adelaide Oval on the weekend, Collingwood v the Crows, went down to 3 points.
The games were good.
It was a wet game, but right at near the end of the game, Phil Thorpe did a little kick on the boundary. He kicked it away from the umpire. Now, we've seen umpires, if you're not hand the ball back to the umpire, they pay free kick in important games. They didn't pay a free kick in that particular game. It's mind-blowing to know why that wasn't paid a free kick, and yet then you watch.
So wrapped, they've got their head up their asses. They run around like chooks with their heads cut off. They look for every single free kick except the ones that matters. As for that, now Dacos, good on him. He fell over. He'd been hit in the chest by a fucking baseball bat. I suppose you have a bounden duty to stage to try and get a free kick. I've done it. You've probably done it. But honestly, the umpires are so inadequate and so inept at not being able to read how this game's played. This is the trouble. Greg Swan's come down from Brisbane. If he takes over the competition, and you wait till we get on to the homophobic slur in a minute. I don't know if you've caught up with that, have you?
Yes, of course.
Well, anyhow, the umpiring is in crisis condition. The umpiring, and I'm telling you, it is so insulting and it's so cringeworthy to watch fully grown men have to put up with the pedantic, fiddling, the fucking dippy-dappy kicks, the chatting to him. I mean, it is that is what's in crisis.
I reckon you're getting. Are you getting a little grumpier since you've been living in that caravan for as long as you've been living?
On the contrary, Duck, the very great thing about being out in remote places is that you don't have to put up with all this bullshit. I watch nothing but it all. If you've got a mobile phone, it comes through on all the feeds. That what's the headlines, and then if you watch the news, the sport. Watch the news, and then the sport comes on after it. I want to ask you this: I don't care what Media Watch or people can write about this. I'm very happy for them to write about this. The clusterfuck, which is the homophobic slur that keeps going on and on. With the first bloke who was pinged got 2 weeks, then the second bloke got 3 weeks, then someone got 5 weeks. In the end, someone will be suspended for life for saying you're a cocksmack or something. No one knows. Why don't they mention who the homophobic slur was to?
Oh, well, that's been reported, hasn't it? Wasn't it? I think it was to Quainer.
It was Isaac Quainer. But you watch the news and it says...
Isaac Rankin.
Isaac Rankin made a homophobic slur to Isaac Quainer.
Yeah, is his name Isaac as well?
I think so.
Oh.
Hey?
There you go.
I think they're both Isaacs.
Oh.
I'll
It's,
stand corrected, Duck.
yeah. No.
Because they
Well,
never mentioned the name on the news. They don't mention it. Why?
I thought anyway. That's all I thought it was. That's. I think that was reported in the early days. But do you know how it transpired? So apparently the Collingwood boys were talking about it in the after the game. So they were sitting around talking about it. So it's like anything, and irrespective of who it was to, it's how you take the slur. Now, if it was, let's say it was Quainer, it doesn't matter. Let's say Dacos Quainer or whoever it was to.
Quainer.
If that person says to the AFL, I took no offence to what was said to me, no offence whatsoever.
Well, how would he know anyhow? How would the AFL know that someone said that?
Well, because apparently the players were talking about it after the game in the rooms, and then the Collingwood, team manager or whoever it was, heard them speaking about it. He contacted the Adelaide team manager.
Seriously, what world are we living in? Mr. Rankine or Mr. Rankin, they said he didn't self-report. What sort of crap are we talking about? I didn't self-report. What has that got to do with anything?
Well,
are we saying, Duck, that literally he made a homophobic slur and it was literal because he knew he was, I don't know, he knew. Why would you take offence at it?
Well, this is my point. It's not, okay, so making homophobic slurs or racial slurs, whatever it is, we know that that's not right? But
how bad could it be?
But listen, it is how it's like if I call you a dick snap or a flog or a wanker
or a limp-wristed poofter or whatever.
No. If I say something to you and you're not offended by it, then what's the issue?
So what's Mr.
Now it's different if you take
anyone who is on the receiving end of a homophobic slur. What does anyone take offence at? Is it literal that they're actually calling him that because that's what they are?
Well, no. Well, I don't think that that's.
Well, then what? Who cares?
Because. No, Sam, we've come a long way not to be making those.
Not to be making what, Duck?
Those type of comments. It's the same comments that you're once allowed to make. You're not allowed to make. We know that. In saying that, so it should always come down to when it comes to these situations. So Rankin, it's quite possibly if form is to read true, then it could be missing a grand final. All right. Now
Eddie says he's got 5 weeks.
What's that? Who?
Eddie Maguire said he'll get 5 weeks. And if Eddie says that, he'll get 5 weeks.
There you go. So for me, unless if it, and once again, if it was Quainer, we're saying it was Quainer. If Quainer comes out and says, I took no offence to what was said,
wouldn't matter.
Yeah, but see that I think that is an important ingredient in this.
No, it's not.
I think it should always be. That should always be an important ingredient in it.
No, Duck. Do you know why it's not important? Because if the Crows, who's he play for? He plays for Collingwood. If Collingwood happened to play the Crows, and that it was to their benefit, Collingwood's that Rankin was out, he would say I took offence at it, so he'd get 5 weeks, and they'd be down one good player.
Well, that's correct. So the thing about Rankin,
Sam, makes no difference if he took offence or not.
He's X factor, so it does, irrespective of the Crows and people saying they can still. He is a player that can kick 2 goals, 3 goals in very quick time. He sets them up. He's actually built to play in finals too, I think. So this is huge. The other part of it, I just want to say, and do you agree with this? So if Eddie says get 5 weeks, I think the magnitude of missing a finals game is way more than a home and away game. So maybe the 5 weeks should be 2 weeks.
I don't agree with that either, Duck. You can't be a little bit pregnant. If you king hit someone at the start of the season and you get 5 weeks and you king
So you
hit
put
someone,
no more weight on a finals game.
if you king hit someone at the start of a season and get 6 weeks, and then you king hit someone in the last 2 weeks of the home and away series and do as much damage as the first king hit you gave, you can't dilute.
Yeah,
You either king hit someone or you don't.
I just feel I honestly feel for. He's obviously said the wrong thing, but I just feel for him.
Has he?
You play your whole footy
So
career.
what did he say?
What?
What did he say? They won't say. Why won't they say what he said?
I'm pretty sure
I wouldn't give you his name to start with, and they still haven't.
No, I think well, I'm just assuming it was Quainer. I don't know whether it was Quainer or not. But
Well, it's
I did. There was a lot of byplay between the two in the game. So, and they've showed that.
Isaac. They're both called Isaac.
Anyway, I think. Well, and why don't they say what he said?
That's just my point. We had Mr. Jamara Hugel, who was nearly shot and killed in the Love nightclub last night, and
He wasn't, really.
The AFL and the Bulldogs were asked for a comment, and they said they're not making a comment. Geez, they make a comment about everything else. They said AFL hero. They said Jamar Hugel. Why have they made him a hero? What the whole thing? If you got back to what the game's about instead of all the, tell me what they said to Isaac Quaynor that is so worth 5 weeks. And if it's a throwaway line and it's not literal and it's meant to just get up your dress, or shouldn't use that term, it's meant to get your gander up.
Started with an F. Started with an F, I think.
Okay, so we did the faggot word again, did we?
That's what I've heard, but I don't know whether.
Okay. Well, fucking hell. So, at what stage? Besides racism, Duck? That's a no. Besides racism, what can you call someone if you're trying to get the benefit of their psyche? What can you say? Can you say, we've been through this, can you say you're a limp-wristed, dopey little girl? Can you say you're a cocksmack, you're a cocksucker, you take it up the bottom? What can you say to someone?
Well, I don't think you can say that. I think
what? Yeah. You take it up the bottom.
Well. A few weeks ago,
you can say that about a girl.
No, a few weeks ago, Toby Green said that what's his name, was a little bit overweight. Who did he say that about? Oh, the Sydney Swan small forward. He said, "You're
a fat fucker." What's wrong with that?
No, he didn't say that.
No, but what's wrong with that?
Well,
what sort of world do we live in? I mean, and then the AFL will be. They'll have a group of people. The LGBTQ people will march to AFL House along with the Indigenous people, and they'll all get together, and they'll end up. What does it matter what you say to someone unless you know that those people are? That's their gender. But what does it matter?
We know. Look, the players know and are educated now, Sam, what they can and can't say. So once again, and I'll say this. So when's the penalty going to be handed out, by the way? Or it hasn't been handed out? It hasn't.
I don't know. I have no idea.
Well, surely we know. Surely we know that
he'll get 5 weeks. And that's his season.
Yes, yeah, I know, but I assume that it was going to be handed out last night. I was busy, so I missed the.
You were busy. What were you doing, Duck? You just out?
Hey,
where you?
I was in the pool.
In a pool? What, a car pool or?
No, a pool.
So, Duck, I know people will say, listen to me saying, I'm saying it again. How can anyone take offence at what they're called on a football field if it is not literal, it's not accurate, it's just a throwaway line, and no one complained and he didn't self-report? What? So here's a scenario, Doug.
I'm just reading, Sam. So I just got on my ex Twitter now.
Read it out.
Right? And this is what someone has written. Quainer is laughing and clapping him. He knows it's a gotcha moment. He's anything but offended. This is madness. So it just shows vision of them two going at one another. If like I said, the person that you're saying it to, if they're offended, you're in trouble. If they're not offended, it should be less.
They can pretend they're offended to get the man rubbed out if it would do his side any good. If they have to play them again, it's not the point. It's like that ridiculous thing for the Greater West Sydney at the end of year trip when they dressed up as men and women and pretended they were Osama bin Laden, and the AFL stuck their bib in because someone fibbed on them and said it was a private. What the fuck is going on with our game? It's extraordinary.
And then someone here has thrown up an interesting theory. What if Isaac Rankin came out and said that he was gay?
That
would throw the cat amongst the pigeons.
But the man, if Ivan Rankin said that Rankin was gay, that the man giving the slur was gay himself.
Yes.
What happens if Quainer was gay? And it doesn't matter if he is, but you wouldn't know that he's gay, would you? And just saying you're giving him a homophobic slur, if you're ignorant of the fact of what his sexual preference is, what does it matter? It doesn't matter who's gay. We might all be gay. Christ, the way I'm going, I'm thinking of turning.
What a nasty scenario, the AFL Rankin slur. No one should condone it. Collingwood taunts about him needing the stretcher again after Houston knocked him out. Right, here we go.
What?
So what a nasty... So John Ralph, who's the Herald Sun man, he's written here, what a nasty scenario for the AFL. Rankin's slur, which no one should condone or excuse. Collingwood taunt about him needing the stretcher again after Houston knocked him out last year. Yep. Reports of previous Rankin slur v the Pies. There are no winners and many losers here. So exclusive, yeah. So Collingwood players were saying to him, "Oh, you've got knocked out, and you've this and that, and you're weak, and you get on the stretcher and all that sort of stuff."
And all fair game. What does it matter if you think that's going to get up Rankin's up his nose by saying he's weak and he got knocked out? Fair enough. Who cares? I mean, shit doesn't matter. What sort of game? What sort of world are we living in? This is a game of football, and you're trying to sledge people and get the better of them. We're not trying to racially vilify them. That's out. After that, nothing is literal about calling someone. What did he? And they go, and this is going to take the whole focus off the parlour state of the game is for a start. It's going to go on and on. We're going to have people with the cow eyes on all the football shows saying, oh, it's a disgrace. And then we'll have all the news channels and all Current Affair and all Media Watch will come out and say, oh, have a listen to us saying it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Shit, it's a game of football. Who cares what you're called? Who cares? I'm serious.
We'll see where it lands. But
answer me this, Duck. Answer me this. So I said the first bloke got 2 weeks, the second bloke got 3 weeks. Now they think it'll be a deterrent by giving someone 5 weeks. So if someone is caught speeding, doing 10k over the limit, and then someone else next week's caught doing 10k over the limit, and he loses his license for a month, and the second bloke's caught, and then it goes on and on until 200 people have been caught doing 10k over the limit. Does the 200th person suddenly lose his license for life? What do they just compound? As they just compound the sentence, and you say, oh, well, he should learn. He should learn what? He should learn not to say a word on the football field. I mean, honestly and truly. Where are we?
Well, we pick and, the AFL pick and choose. They pick and choose and
Because
they
they're
make up
trying
the
to run the world. They're trying to be
correct.
so everyone's friend.
The PC arbiter of
the
Australia.
arbiter of good taste.
Yes, and
all the people who are the
choose.
arbiters take more drugs than you. They speed. They've been caught drink driving. They are their infidelity. They go out with other people's missuses. The whole thing. All the people making the decisions. All the people. They're just nothing but hypocrites. They do it all in spades more than all the players. The players are so tread on eggshells. They do, and fair dinkum. It is.
They make it up as they go, Sam, and they pick and choose when they want to get involved and when they don't. And some people get. Yeah, it's quite amazing. It is. But anyway, we'll see where it lands. A guy's going to miss playing in finals footy, which is sad. He said the wrong thing, but
he said the wrong thing.
Who said he said the wrong thing? The big penalty.
Who said he said the wrong thing? What did he say? And if the bloke didn't care, what's the fucking matter? You said, who did you say came down from Brisbane and kicked 7 goals, couldn't get a game?
No, Gunston. Jack.
Right. So Jack, is it?
Yes, Gunston. Yes.
So this is my whole criticism. Is anyone responsible for any other player on the ground, their opponent? Who is on Gunston? Who is on the full forward? Who is on the boy from Geelong that's about to kick 100 goals? Does anyone play on these people?
No.
Tell me how when you kick the ball out from a point that they can chip it over there, then they chip it back. Why don't they all pick up a person for a start?
Yeah, well, that's a very good point you make. I said it's a very good point you make, and Collingwood find themselves in a precarious situation because their captain, Darcy Moore, is unfortunately out of form, and he is one of the ones that tries to. He's been a very good player, but he's.
What's he trying to do?
At the moment, he just gives you too much of a chance. He just gives you too much. He gives you a 20-foot leg rope.
Well, who's the coach?
Well, McRae's the coach.
Right, Mr. McRae. What does Mr. McRae say to Mr. Moore? Hey, mate, would it be possible to get the number 24 and watch him and play on him and stop running around and trying to get the odd short kick and trying to drive do your job? Does anyone say that these days, or aren't you allowed to shout at the players?
No, well, not as no. You've got to be careful not to upset them.
Oh, do you?
They're a different breed these days. You know that.
Oh my God! Who is it? Who is the man that's not getting on with Voss that wants to go to Perth? Is it one of the top forwards? Is it? And they said he's not.
Not Curnow. You're talking about Curnow. What? What do you mean he wants to go to Perth?
They said I don't know, I just hear this. They said he's not getting on with Voss. How about the president gets Mr. Curnow in and says, Mr. Curnow, you're a great player. We need you. You're getting paid $1 million a year. Would it be possible to sort out your differences, or I will sort them out with the coach? You and I will have a threesome and we'll have a chat about what's going on. Surely it's not rocket science. What is wrong? And why do we... I
haven't heard that. I haven't heard that he's not getting a... Who said he's... I didn't hear that.
Mate, this might be completely wrong. But people are trying to jump off Carlton, aren't they, at the minute? Didn't you say someone who plays for Carlton wanted to go down and live at Bowen Heads, where we got cancelled? Live at Bowen Heads down there because they're great friends of not Rodney Dangerfield. What's his name?
Paddy Dangerfield.
The tail ends up wagging the dog. How about someone takes control of a club that they're the president of and says, now listen, holy shit. And Mr. Ugle, what's his name? Jamara Ugle. They're trying to trade him, the Western Bulldogs. Who would pick that boy up? He's out at 2:30 in a nightclub, meant to have mental problems and personal problems, and he's out getting shot at, and they're trying to get a transfer fee for him. What if this is like kid stuff? This is
What about
shit.
What about Wanganeen Miller? Wanganeen Miller, sorry. What about $2 million a year, Sam?
What?
The first $2 million a year they're reporting. He's just signed it. St Kilda. So just signed a 2-year deal, and they're saying $2 million a year.
Well, what happens if he's out at a nightclub one day and gets shot? There's the end of the money. Is there any conditions? Does he have to play well? Does he have to, can he not get suspended? What about if he gets injured?
Well, no. Well, that'd be guaranteed money. So when you're on that sort of money, it's always guaranteed. But the thing about Jamara's still getting paid now from the Bulldogs, and he's got another year to run on his contract. So
yeah, why?
Yeah.
Why don't the Bulldogs say, or why doesn't someone say, or go to a lawyer and say, mate, if you keep doing this, we're trying to trade you. We want you to be in good nick, and we want you to be a worthwhile servant to this club. And if you don't, we're not going to pay you. You've got to have some conditions on your employment, and one of them is not out at a nightclub at 2:30 in the morning dodging bullets.
Well, that's the other. That's the AFL got involved in the contract. His contract earlier this year, and obviously he's still being paid at the moment. But I would assume he's in breach of his contract. If he's not turning up to training or not fulfilling his duties as an AFL player, then I assume that they have a pretty good case to say, well, that contract.
Then they'll say, is he? And then they'll say, oh no, that's racist. Honestly, the amount of bullshit that people don't take responsibility, not him, I'm not talking about the jobs, the people who run the clubs, the people who coach them, the people who handle the players are getting paid a fortune. They couldn't get a job in McDonald's, most of them, and I was one of them. I used to go around selling hairdressing products and was called by you a limp-wristed pansy. Do you think I'd take offence at that? I said the duck called you a limp-wristed poofter, and he said, did he? He said, oh, he laughed at that. I mean, because we don't take offence at that.
I didn't say that. I just laughed that your number plates were hetero.
That's right. I'm a heterosexual, and they say, oh no, I'm the only heterosexual left in my street. Who cares? Doesn't make any difference at all. But, I get, the world wheel, and I'm deliberately not speaking about politics. I've got Richard Wollstonecroft coming on after we finish doing our two things about politics. You wait till we have a go at this. So Duck.
Now, what I will do? Well, yeah, I do want to bring up we'll do it in the next episode. But I know you'll want to talk about Sir Donald.
Now, I'm not talking about Trump with you because you're not comfortable talking about politics. I'm happy to, but what I'm going to do now. How long have we been going?
38.
Right. Well, I'm going to do this now, and the reason I'm doing this now is you wait. So we've got a grand final morning podcast coming up.
Yes, we do.
I was asked 3 months ago to speak at Ballarat and Bendigo at a function, and I was just told a couple of days ago that I wouldn't be speaking at it because my values are not the ones shared by the people putting the function on. No, that's not right.
So it was booked. So it was booked in, and they've just called you now.
The venue, which is owned by a university, said my values are not in line with theirs, and therefore this is a university who would pride itself, I reckon, on free speech. The only thing they might disagree with my values is that I'm quite happy to keep stating this, that the Welcome to Country is a hoax because it's based on activism, not tradition. And I don't like trans men playing women's sport. Other than that, my values would be in line with 90%. In fact, 90% of the population would agree with those two values. Wouldn't it be great if I was able to give a different slant to people who came along to hear me speak about the world we live in, let alone being... I noticed that the Bendigo had a writers' festival and 30 of the writers cancelled because the university, the La Trobe University, said that they gave them conditions of what they could speak about. And they said, well, that's not free speech. I speak at functions and I'm very good at it, and I'm very, very good at speaking, and I'm very entertaining. I never speak anything about Welcome to Country or any politics. I speak about the way I played football, and I speak about my media career, and I'm very good at doing it. Unlike the boring, I went to a grand final function where Mike Sheehan interviewed Richard Collis. And a boring chat about the importance of the. I had to save the show. I got up.
Richard, by the way, Richard
carried out in a chair. I was so good. I'm telling you now. I'm just telling you now. If you want to hear me speak, I'm speaking on behalf of Entertainment by Vin. I'm speaking. This is where I'm speaking. I'm speaking at I'm speaking at Beaconsfield on the 23rd of September at 7 p.m. and I'm speaking at Traralgon on the 24th of September at 7 p.m. and John Rombotis has got me speaking at Devon Meadows on the morning of our grand final podcast. So if you want to hear me speak, you'll be entertained. You won't be embarrassed. You won't be offended because I don't speak about any of those things. But the university have done some study and they said, I don't align with their values. I'm very glad I don't align with their values. Thank God for that, because we don't radicalize and we don't brainwash people. And we don't bloody coerce them into having an opinion when you can't think for yourself. I think for myself, and but I never speak about those things when I am at a forum trying to entertain people, and I'm very good at it. Now,
so they booked you though, but Sam, so someone has booked you, and then
yes.
and then they've come along just recently and said no.
The person who booked me said it's not on because I don't align with their values. I thought, well, fuck me. How fortunate. I didn't do any research on them. They've obviously done some research on me. I'd love to have done some research on them. I would if I'd found out about them, I wouldn't have gone anyhow. Now, this is what we're doing on grand final morning. Now, I want you to listen up, not you.
Okay.
Because it's important. We're doing a live streaming podcast, Duck, on grand final morning. We don't think we're going to start at 10:30 in the morning, and we're going to go to about 1:30 in the afternoon. And we are going to ask you to pay $2,500 for a ticket to come along. 20 spots are available. For that, we will wine. And we'll provide sustenance and we'll hydrate you. We'll give you a jumper each, a AFL jumper with the insignia on it for North Melbourne with your stats on it, which you'll sign in front of the people so they'll know it's your signature. And I'll do the same with me. They come from a bloke called Nathan in Horsham who PP and U. He is P as P for Peter, P for precision, and U for uniforms. He is going to provide those for us. So we'll give you those, and we'll allow you to have a tax deduction because we'll speak about your business. There's 20 people and we're doing it for a couple of hours. We'll give you 3 minutes and you might have to answer some questions from me, a bit of street talk stuff, but it's going to be live, streaming. That's what we're going to do. We haven't got the venue yet, but that doesn't matter. And let me tell you, we have had people say, there's a couple of spots left. There is a couple of spots left. I think as we speak now. If you go to the website, it's called apply to YCBS, you cannot be serious, podcast@gmail.com. You can reserve your seats, and if you send in the remittance for $2,500, you're in. Once you send your remittance, there is no refund. We're not giving you your money back if you can't turn up for some reason, because the obvious reason is we might have 40 people want to come, and if we said, no, we're sold out, we're not going back to say, oh, a couple of people can't come. That's it. If you pay your money, you're in. And if you don't turn up, that is bad luck. But we'll give you a very good morning, and we've covered all bases. We're trying to... we don't think we'll need security. There's refunds. There's no refunds. So what's a tax deduction? What is it?
3 hours.
It's 3 hours with you and me, and you'll be able to promote whoever you want to promote, because it's going to be live streamed, and hopefully people will ring in or write in or text in while the show's on and say, oh, the duck just said this, or could you ask the duck that? We're going to do it. Have a bit of fun. We're going to do it. 20 people. What, Sue?
Men and women.
Men and women. No, we've had several women of coming in the first. We've had the bookings are going very well. I don't know if there's any spaces left, but if you want to have some space, if you want to send it in, we'll let you know if you're successful. If you send your money in. Anything else about that?
No, I'm looking forward to it, actually, Sam. Should be a fun day. We do.
We'll have a television. We'll have a television so you can watch.
We'll have everything.
You have to watch Channel 7 because Fox are not allowed to televise the grand final. You've got to. You will cook you. Someone will cook you. I'll cook you. Someone will cook you some food from Smeatsy. Ralph's Meats from the South Melbourne market. He's cock-a-hoop. We're going to go down and get logs of fillet steak, and we're going to cook it. We'll give you some Peking duck, and we'll give you some wine, and you'll have a very good time. Just 20 intimate people, your friends, Duck. Unfortunately,
I'm
I
looking
can't
forward
get
to
anyone to come, but you've got the whole lot coming.
Yes, no, I'm looking forward to that, Sam. It should be a good day. And we do have the venue, but we'll let people know next week, the actual venue.
And I'll be rushing back from my gig at Devon Meadows that I'm doing for Johnny Rom. And I'll be back there. So don't say if I get there at 11:15 that you didn't get your money's worth. I'll stay on for quarter of an hour after. And I'll speak to you and I'll press the flesh. But you'll get 2 great jumpers, which you'll be able to put on eBay and sell them for a fortune with all your stats and your signature.
Yep, look forward to it, Samuel.
One from me, you get 2 each. 1 North Melbourne and 1 Geelong one. So, Duck, I've got more things to speak to you about, so we're winding this up. Now, is anything before we finish just on those matters?
No, I'm looking forward to the... last year wasn't a great grand final, Sam. I get the feeling this year, I know you've been down on the game, but as we go into the final...
the Swans aren't playing.
We're going to have a good final series this year.
Are we?
I reckon, yep.
Why do you think they'll play a different sort of football?
Well, I've just got a feeling it's going to be a good granny this year.
Well, let's talk it up, Duck.
Yes.
You're getting darker and darker. I can if you smile, I'll be able to see your teeth. That's all.
Well, it's light here now, so I'll.
We're going to reassess your
change the lighting.
We're going to reassess your lighting, so we're coming back.
Okay.
All right.
Yep. Hooroo.
Hooray.